In 2017, Saudi Arabia announced plans to build a brand new 100-mile long super city. This city is estimated to cost an eye-watering $500 billion US. Yes, you heard that right, 500 billion, $500 billion US. Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, has unveiled plans for a 100-mile belt of zero-energy walkable communities for over 1 million people. The linear city will have no cars or streets, with all residents living within 5-minute walk of essential facilities. The 100-mile long, or 170 kilometers, megacity will consist of connected communities, which it calls city modules, and link the Red Sea coast with the northwest of Saudi Arabia. It will be a part of NEOM, Saudi Arabia's fully automated $500 billion region that will span Saudi Arabia, Jordan and Egypt, and be entirely powered by renewable, clean energy. So just to reiterate that, the line will have no cars and no streets. According to bin Salman, who is also the chairman of the NEOM company board of directors, construction of the line will begin in the first quarter of 2021 and will initially be funded by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. The aim is for later stages to be built as international projects, led, populated and funded by people from all across the world, with the aim of creating 380,000 jobs and adding nearly $50 billion a year to the kingdom's GDP by 2030. High-speed transportation, utilities, digital infrastructure and logistics will be seamlessly integrated in dedicated spaces running in an invisible layer along the line, said a statement. Drawings show vehicles driven by artificial intelligence, a metro line and high-speed freight transportation located all underground, hidden out of the way, not giving off any pollutants. Overground will be a pedestrian layer supported by 2 underground layers. One service layer, which is a level of infrastructure directly underneath the ground, and the other a lower level, which is the spine layer for transport purposes. Bin Salman positioned the project as a response to issues of pollution and traffic accidents across the world. He went on to say by 2050, commute durations will double. By 2050, 1 billion people will have to relocate due to rising CO2 emissions and sea levels. 90% of people breathe in polluted air on a daily basis. Why should we sacrifice nature for the sake of development? Why should 7 million people die every year because of pollution? Why should we lose 1 million people every year due to traffic accidents? He also added. The prince's planned city would hope to tackle these problems and save millions of lives. As someone who loves technology and cares about the environment and loves mega projects, I really hope this project does go ahead. Time and time again, we have seen these futuristic, crazy mega projects with eye-watering prices, and they collapse at the last second simply because the ambition was too high and the financial support simply was not there. The AI-driven transportation will be made possible by massive data harnessing, he said in a statement. The line's developers said its communities will be cognitive and powered by artificial intelligence, which will continuously be learning predictive ways to make people's lives easier. So guys, what are your thoughts on this futuristic city? Will it actually come into fruition? Would you live there if you had the chance to live there? I certainly would. Let us know in the comments section below. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it, and of course subscribe if you love this sort of content. We have so much more to come. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Saudi Arabia has unveiled plans for a $1 trillion, 75-mile-long skyscraper made of mirrored glass that will stretch across its desert and stand taller than the Empire State Building. The skyscraper, called the Mirror Line, will be a part of the desert city called the NEOM that will be around the size of Massachusetts, which Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman announced in January 2021. He did so after saying he wanted his country to house a construction project as iconic and timeless as the pyramids of Egypt. The line is a project that is a civilizational revolution that puts humans first, he said at the time. The mirror line will consist of two 1,600 feet tall buildings that run parallel to each other across 75 miles of desert, coastal, and mountain landscapes. Prince Mohammed bin Salman has claimed he wants the mirror line to be ready by 2030, although engineers have said it could take 50 years to construct. The building is so long that it will sit on struts to take the curvature of the Earth into account, and will also have a high-speed train line running underneath its length. If fully completed, the skyscraper will run from the Gulf of Aqaba through a mountain range, and Prince Mohammed bin Salman also said that the project aimed to allow 1 million residents to meet within a 5-minute walk and to travel end-to-end within a 20-minute stretch. It will also reportedly be powered by renewable energy. The futuristic buildings feature a silver shine and an intricate inside, with stairwells and greenery and homes to create a linear community. The community of millions will also be fed through vertical farming that will be integrated into the walls of the shiny buildings, and residents will reportedly pay a subscription for 3 meals a day. Prince Mohammed bin Salman insists the buildings will be totally carbon neutral and good for the local environment. The desert living won't just be hot, sticky, and sandy, but the mirror line will also feature a sports stadium that is set to be 1,000 feet above the ground. Salman is also hoping the Niam, as a whole, will create thousands of new jobs and let the oil-rich country stop being so dependent on the resource for wealth. How is he funding this project? The high oil prices currently affecting non-oil producing countries USA are providing funding for the expensive project, which is actually helping Prince Salman continue forth with the mirror line skyscraper and Niam. The project's completion date is set for 2030, but builders and urban planners are struggling to resolve many questions. The project was originally set to be completed in 50 years. Planners are struggling to answer if residents would consider living in a high-rise building after the pandemic, the migration of animals and birds, and how to deal with the structure impacting the flow of groundwater. Environmental planners say the sheer size and length of the mirror line will disrupt migratory bird patterns, and the mirrored glazing of the building could further confuse them, pouring water on the project's desire to be planet-friendly.